What's up, Wildcat fans? Welcome to the premiere episode of the Inside Out Show, presented by our good friends over at Carrburritos. We're going to take you through the day in the life inside the locker room of the Davidson men's basketball team. I'm your host, Connor, here with my teammate, Hunter Adam. And we're excited to bring you guys a lot of great content this season and have you guys follow along with everything that we're doing. Before we get started today, let's hear more about our partners over at Carrburritos. Located just south of campus on Main Street, Carrburritos is a family-owned and operated casual dining Mexican restaurant. Carrburritos offers indoor and outdoor dining options, as well as curbside takeout services. Orders can be placed online at visitcarburritos.com/Davidson.
So Connor, what's new with you? I know we've been doing a lot of practicing going on, a lot of preparation for the season. You were recently in Washington D.C. for the A10 Media Day. You want to talk a little bit about that? What's been going on there?
That's right, yeah. So we've started practices, and with the start of the season comes Media Day. And Matt and I went to Washington, D.C. recently and represented Davidson College amongst all of our A10 peers and got a lot of good content for everyone. It was a quick day. It was very efficient. The A10 did a wonderful job getting us there. We were in the morning slot, so we got to do photo shoots. We got to do interviews. There was a big press conference, different radio shows. Everyone was super friendly. It was a lot of fun, explaining to people what we've been working on this season over the summer. Obviously, everyone here is really excited, so we were trying to echo that same sentiment to everyone in the A10, everyone across the nation. Sounds like it's going to be a really fun year, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I know you were telling me on the way here, one of the reporters was trying to get a bit of inside info on Matt, and you let loose a little secret about his Love Island obsession. I'm not going to say obsession, but his interest in Love Island. You want to go into that a little bit?
Well, Matt might not like me for this one because that might be getting a little too far. We had to do short introduction segments for the A10 where they ask you your name, they ask you where you're from, your position, and some fun facts about yourself. And Matt happily offered up his interest in some drama TV shows, and specifically Love Island.
I've been trying to dig up dirt on your coach for years, and I can't get anything. There's got to be something there. There's got to be something.
I learned this
Maybe
morning that he's deep into Love Is Blind right now. So
that's pretty good.
There's some dirt
That's
for
good.
you.
I like it. True?
A little bit. I had to ask my wife, is it all right if I watch an episode while I'm in D.C.?
Yeah, you don't
on the plane right here?
Which I am not a huge fan of. I prefer Selling Sunset personally. But that is I had heard that previously in the morning, and I really didn't know what else to say. So it's honestly a good thing that's the worst thing that I could say about him. I would say that's a good thing. So it ended up being a funny segment. We talked about reality TV for probably a little bit longer than you would expect an NCAA Division I men's basketball media day to do so. But it was a lot of fun, really lighthearted. Obviously, there was some basketball conversations sprinkled throughout the day as well, as you would hope. So, yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of Too Hot to Handle. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I do like that one too. And they're really all horrible, but that's what makes them so great.
Exactly.
The drama, it's a little bit corny, but I'm all here for it.
Yeah, same.
So how about you? How's this offseason been for you? Talk about maybe what we've been doing recently, getting ready for the season now that 20-hour weeks have started.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in 20-hour weeks now for 2 weeks, so practices have really ramped up. Practices have been getting really intense. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We've been in there watching film. We're putting in plays. We're doing all that kind of thing, and it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed competing. I feel like that's the most enjoyable part of practicing now is the amount we play and go against one another. So, yeah, I've really been enjoying that.
Yeah. And Matt, that was something that he and I both spoke about at Media Day was the competitiveness of our team this year. And yeah. I think that's really stuck out, and that's transitioned to showing toughness physically and mentally on the court. I think when we're all locked in competing, and that's what's made it so fun, is this team is full of people that love to compete. We love to get after each other in practice, and we're making each other better. So it's been really cool to see, and I think that's gonna that's going to pay major dividends when it comes towards the end of the season. Conference play, I think, is really going to help us.
Definitely. And you've seen a lot of different guys step up as well. A lot of the new guys, we got 6 new guys this year. And throughout the practices, every day, someone's had an opportunity to shine with the competitive environment we've got out there. So I've really enjoyed it too.
Absolutely. I have as well. Now we're going to switch gears to a little bit of the off-the-court stuff. We have a segment called Swish or Brick. And in this segment, Hunter and I both choose a swish, something that's been going well, someone that's doing something good, and a brick, and that's maybe something that's not going as well, someone who's on the hot seat right now, something along those lines. So, Hunter, why don't you start us off with your swish for this week?
This week, on this podcast is Luke Combs and Eric Church. They are hosting a concert in Charlotte called the Concert for Carolina on October 26th. All the proceeds are going towards Hurricane Helen. So yeah, they're my swish this week. Obviously, Luke Combs and Eric Church make great music. But also, they're doing something good for the community.
Yeah, it's really cool what they're doing.
So yeah, they're my swish this week.
Yeah, Luke Combs is actually my favorite country music artist. So I'm gonna hopefully try and find a way to make it to that concert if our schedule allows it, because that
Fingers crossed.
promises to be a good time.
Yeah,
we actually went to see Luke Combs 2 summers ago.
we did.
Here in Charlotte, which was a lot of fun. We went with probably almost half our team. A lot of the guys went and had a great time. I would like to think that I have taken some responsibility for converting our team into country music fans. I'd say before I got here, there was maybe a couple guys on the team that enjoyed country music, and I think that number has significantly grown since my time here.
I'm definitely one of them. I know I wouldn't listen to a lick of country music before coming here, and now, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's
So-
one of our go-to genres in the summertime, I would say. Once the season comes around, it tends to go more towards rap and more of the hip-hop stuff, but during the summertime, it's good vibes, and Luke Combs, great vibes for
Without a
raising
doubt.
money for Hurricane Helen. So, absolutely. My swish of this week is fall break. Fall break. It's on the horizon. Fall is here. We were just talking about it this morning. The weather's getting colder. We could start wearing sweatshirts, sweatpants. It's the best time of year, in my opinion. And we get a couple days off school. We get a couple days off basketball. So I'm actually going out to Boulder, Colorado, to visit my brother, who goes to school here. They got a big football game, and I'm going to go with my family, see my parents, relax for a little bit. So I'm really excited. You got any big plans for fall break, or just relaxing?
I'm just going to be here relaxing, getting my body right. Unfortunately, I can't go home or anything like that, but no, I'm just going to be here hanging out, It's going to be great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
a little
at
bit
all.
of rest and
Yeah.
recharge.
Yeah.
Now on the flip side, for your brick, we have to do it. What's something bad, not good that's going on?
My brick this week is midterms.
Yes.
This week, especially
Yes.
leading up into full break, I've got 3 to do today and tomorrow.
Wow.
I had 1 yesterday. The first half of 1 I had to do yesterday. I've got 1 to finish today, and then 2 tomorrow. So a big week for the brain.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we got a little bit of time off, so I can study and do all of that. But yeah, definitely full midterms.
Yeah, it's
Really-
just
really
that
kick
time
it-
of year.
really kicking me right now.
Now they're kicking in. We start practices. You start school. There's a lot that changes in the first couple of months, and now once you get your feet underneath you, it kicks you with tests, and now we're gonna start traveling soon for games, and it all really just comes around. So stay ahead of it. Use your fall break, rest and recover. My brick is the Carolina Panthers. They just lost this weekend to my Chicago Bears, 36-10, which was great to see, in my opinion. But I know there's a lot of Carolina Panthers fans around here, in this locker room, in this program, and they are not very happy, especially considering the trade implications from 2023 with the Bears and the Carolina Panthers. The Bears got Caleb Williams and DJ Moore. The Panthers got Bryce Young, who has proven himself to be a flop, maybe.
Potentially.
So I know you've been getting into football more recently.
Yeah,
And ever
somewhat.
since getting to America, we've tried to convert you to an NFL fan.
Yep.
And you have latched on to an NFL team.
Green Bay Packers, baby. Shout out
That's
David
horrible.
Skogman.
That is horrible. That's there's no reason for you to be a Packers fan.
Can't be worse than being a Bears fan. I don't know much about NFL, but I know being a Bears fan isn't. The fan base isn't very happy most of the time. So. Yeah.
Well, we got the win over the Carolina Panthers, and that's what matters this week. We're just focused on 1 week at a time.
Okay, so let's switch gears now into our second segment, the starting five, where we're going to choose a topic and draft our top 5 in that respective category to start off the show. And in the spirit of the season and practice is starting, we're going to be drafting coaching cliches that we hear in practice almost every day.
Let's do it. I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for this one as well. So for my number 1 pick, I'm going to go with something Davidson specific. Smell the coffee. Our coaches and our players love this one. You know, if we have an early morning practice, or if someone isn't on their A game to the start of practice and they're slow to get to a spot or not sprinting to where they need to be, everyone will yell "Smell the coffee" at them, and that's kind of telling them to get their act together and.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's an easy one.
Smell the coffee.
I had that one too. Now that you took it, I'm going to go for my first pick. I'm going to go with automatic, which might be the most popular saying in our gym as far as number of times said goes. We're constantly saying this during free throws, just getting us in the right mindset to make our shots, stay locked in with our free throws before practice, during practice, after practice. Automatic is automatically my first pick.
Automatically. Okay, so for my second pick, I'm going with you got to make him miss. The coaches love saying this when we're closing out on someone. You could have the most perfect closeout, high hand right in his face. You could smell what he's had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he'll still make the shot in your mouth, and the coach will yell, you got to make him miss. I'm like, Coach, sometimes people just make shots. The saying, what is it? Good defense, better offense. Sometimes people just make the shots in your mouth, especially Jack Gibbs. Sometimes when he's on the scout team and we got to guard him, he'll throw a shot up that almost hits the lights on the ceiling, and it'll go in somehow, and coach gets angry that you didn't make him miss. Coach, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Sorry.
Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes you could probably have a better closeout and they do miss, and you made a miss. So It doesn't matter quite as much. So
yeah,
it works both ways. That's another good pick. I'm going to go with squash the fly. I like this one just because of the terminology, but also it allows us to be a little bit physical on boxing out. This is something we use during rebounding drills when we're boxing out, squashing the fly, just getting us going, making sure that we're ready to hit people, get a rebound. I just think it's a little bit rah-rah, but I like it. So I'm going with squash the fly for my second pick.
All right, that's a pretty good one. I actually had that on my list. I was going to take that next, but we'll move down to my fourth pick then, or my third pick, but fourth on my draft board, from Coach Matt Matheny. My man. He says it all the time. Everyone in the gym. It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone's his man. But he'll come up to you and he'll dap you up. My man. So that one's a little bit niche, but
yeah,
that's my third pick.
I do love when he says that, and that automatically improves the vibe of practice. When you're walking in and Coach Matheny's dapping up everyone with my man, you know it's going to be a good day. I'm going to take my third pick to a different coach, and that would be Coach Reeks. When we're in film with Reeks and we have an opponent who's a larger center, Reeks will call him a big boy. Big boy is my third pick for coaching cliches. It is used all the time when talking about someone on the other team in film room during the game. If the biggest player on the other team is a large person, takes up space in the paint, can rebound well, they're just automatically the big boy of that team.
And there are some big players in the A10 as well. So
There really are.
Yeah, but Reeks doesn't throw that term around loosely either. You got to be a big boy if he's going to call you a big boy.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to make it a bit more generic now for my fourth pick. Control what we can control. Coaches love saying that in the locker room when there's been a couple bad calls going on and, the team's made a couple of shots that they shouldn't have made. This random guy that wasn't on the scouting report all of a sudden decides to hit 3 or 4 3-pointers, that kind of thing. Everyone that's played sport knows that it's quite difficult to really control what you can control, really focus on that. But Yeah, coaches love saying that. I've heard that one plenty of times in the locker room.
I've
so
heard that one
control
probably
what you
since
can
I was
control.
5 years old.
Exactly.
Control you can control.
That's my fourth pick.
Yeah, that's a great pick, and it is used a lot. I'll also take mine a little bit more generic now. I'm going to go with they wanted it more than us, which I don't even know what that exactly means. It is extremely generic, definitely cliche, and I always get frustrated hearing it because I never know exactly what it means or how you could even quantify wanting it more than someone. Obviously, there's a little bit of how hard you're trying and how hard you're working tied in there, but I think it is a little bit of a cop-out. There's not really much substance there when coaches are using that one, and typically it's not in a good setting. Typically this is after a loss.
Typically, yeah.
It's not a term you want to be hearing.
Yeah. You didn't want it enough.
No.
My fifth pick, I've got to have a look at my draft board here. I don't really know what I'm going to take for my fifth pick. Where's my anchor?
I was going to take that one. Shout out Dave Skogman.
Shout out David Skogman. Where's my anchor? Oh, well, it's just something like the ball screen defense we run. You always have someone on what's called the anchor, which is like right under the paint. And sometimes when you miss a rotation, there's no one on the anchor. And if you're the big man, you've just defended a screen and you're running back and there's no one in the paint. Where's my anchor? Because oftentimes it means the opposing big man's going to get a dunk. So, that's
you want to make sure you're on the anchor. You can ask Mike Lockney about that one.
Yeah.
It's been bad for him once or twice.
Mike Lockney, High Point University. I'll always remember that.
That was quite a play.
Yeah.
Anyway, for my fifth pick, I'm going to steal another Coach Matheny quote, also from the film room, and this one is tuxedo player.
I don't even know what this means.
I don't fully know what it means either. We would have to ask Coach Matheny for its true definition.
Yeah.
But a tuxedo player is described by Coach Matheny as part of a scout for an opposing player, and the team has latched onto it because of its funny name, a tuxedo player, and I don't think it's a good thing. No. So if you ever called a tuxedo player by Coach Matheny, do not take it as a compliment. But it is something that the team likes to mention a lot. We give each other a hard time.
Yeah.
That is going to round out my starting five.
Okay.
Coaching cliches.
Okay, I think we'll have to leave it up to the fans on who won that draft. I think that one was pretty close, but
I'm pretty confident in my picks, I got to say.
As am I.
The anchor pick was a good steal.
Yeah.
At the end. I really wanted that one.
Good value there. Good value.
I think overall my team is pretty strong. So we'll have to let them decide.
Let us know. Okay, and with the end of that segment, let's get into our interview with Reed Bailey. We're going to bring him on and have a chat with him. So, yeah.
Yeah, really excited to have Reed on. Should be a great conversation. Looking forward to it.
For our first ever guest on the Inside Out show, we are pleased to bring on our very own teammate, Reed Bailey, recently named to the Atlantic 10 All-Conference third team and a team captain. Reed, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, just excited for practice later today, so it's going well.
Yeah, that's good. So coming off your third team All-Conference selection, we want to know, what have you been working on this off-season? What are you most excited for in this upcoming season after that?
We've been working on a lot this off season. I mean, we've been here since June, working camp, and we've had everyone in the gym. I mean, Connor's been working his internship, but he's been back here for a while now, and so it's been good to have everybody in the gym. I'm most excited about right now probably just starting the season. I mean, we've been here for a while, but and then Atlantis, obviously, getting down to the Bahamas and playing some big teams. Starting off with Arizona, so that'll be exciting.
For your career, let's take us back a little bit when you're getting recruited to come to Davidson. What ultimately led you to the decision to come to Davidson? And since coming here, what have been some of your favorite memories? Could be on the court or in the locker room.
So coming to Davidson, for me, it was a little different, and I think it was the same for you, Connor. I was recruited to come and play for Bob and or Coach McKillop. Maybe we can cut that out. For Coach McKillop Sr. And but actually Matt was one of the one of the main assistant coaches that was recruiting me throughout my junior year leading into my senior year. And so I committed to come play for Davidson, and I thought it was just a great spot with great guys. They had a great culture, TCC, all that kind of stuff. And when I saw it and I was here down on a visit, I just knew I had to be a part of it, and that's what I told my parents, and they agreed. And I don't think I could have made a better decision just with the opportunities it's presented me, and just with the school environment, the team environment. I've had such a great time. My favorite play over my past 2 years, I always like to remember when we played USF my freshman year, and I think we were down by like 2 with like 3 minutes left, and then I hit a 3 to put us up by 1, and then we ended up winning the game. So that was a cool moment for me.
It's a pretty big shot.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Right before you got here.
Yeah, I'm sad I didn't get to see it. My favorite one of you was when we played Fordham at Fordham, and they ran like a 2-3, 3-2 zone the whole game. And one play, just randomly, Grant brings it down the court, throws it to the top right corner of the backboard, and you came flying in, grabbed it with 2 hands, and dunked it. And I was on the bench, and you can see me. I'm like this. I thought that was pretty cool.
Me and Grant were looking at each other the whole game, and then we came in for like a timeout at the end of the first half, and he's like, I'm going to throw it. And then I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then he finally threw it in the second half, which was funny.
I was sitting on the bench, and when he threw it, I remember Coach goes, no! Because no normal human is probably ever going to go up there and catch that ball. And I remember it looked like you caught it with like the tips of your fingers and then dunked it. And I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. And then after that, I think we ran away with it. That was a pretty cool game there. Yeah.
It was fun.
Quick tangent, not really a tangent, flows on nicely from the Fordham game. We know you're a big fisherman. We've seen on the social media photos of you holding all your biggest fish. We want to know, what was the biggest fish you've ever caught, how big was it, and where did you catch it? If you can remember all of those things.
So I do consider myself an amateur angler. I like to catch some fish. I have a lot of fun. Me and my grandpa, my dad, we've always been big fishermen down ever since we really moved to Massachusetts. But even when I lived in Ohio, I was a big freshwater lake fisher. And then when we moved to Massachusetts, kind of ventured out into the ocean. Biggest fish I ever caught was a 40-inch striped bass. It was right off the coast of Cape Cod in Massachusetts, if you guys know where that's at. Yeah, but I've had a lot of great times fishing, hanging out with my family, hanging out with my grandpa. A lot of my good friends fish. Shout out a couple, Nick, Sean, So, yeah, I've had a lot of good times doing that.
I've never caught an invite to go fishing, though. What's up with that? I think you've convinced me. Yeah. I need to go and test my talents.
You guys are coming out soon, for sure. It'll
All right,
be fun.
Deal. Another thing we wanted to touch up on is your sports fandom. Like many people in this program, you have some Ohio sports teams. So could you talk us through who you cheer for on Saturday afternoon college football, Sunday night football? Where is your loyalty lie there?
So I grew up in Ohio, and I've always been a big Ohio State Buckeyes fan, just because when you grow up in Canton, Ohio, that's it's football country up there, and people love the Buckeyes, and they loved Urban Meyer, they loved the whole program, so it's hard not to be a part of that. As for my fandom of them, I don't think I'm on the same level as Jack. Jack Gibbs, one of our coaches, but I think me and him, we like to talk about it, like to poke some fun at when we beat some people or not lose to Vanderbilt. But
Mike.
And then the Browns, yeah, I'll cheer for them. I think I'm more, if I had to go pro sports in Cleveland, I'm a huge Cavs fan. I mean, I was going into 8th grade when they won their championship in 2016 when LeBron came back, so that's a huge memory for me, just remembering that, watching watching the game with some of my friends in our basement, and then actually like when they won, we went to like Dick's Sporting Goods at 1 a.m. to go get the 2016 NBA champion shirt. I actually was wearing it the other day. I still got it since the 8th grade.
Does it still fit?
Well, it's my dad's. I had to steal his because mine was a medium, so he's got the old extra large. So that's
I
what I
would have
was
been
wearing.
concerned if it still fit.
Yeah, but no, I grew up in Ohio for a while, so I've had to keep my roots through my sports teams for sure.
Yes. Sticking on the topic of like where we're from, family, that kind of thing. We know all your immediate family members were Division I athletes. So you want to talk a bit about that, where you get all your athleticism from and all of that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'd say all my athleticism comes from my mom.
Same.
She was a very good volleyball player at University of Pittsburgh, and that's actually where my parents met because my dad had played college basketball there as well after he transferred from the Naval Academy. And then my older brother, he played basketball at College of Charleston. He played there all 4 years. My next sister, Brooke, she played volleyball at Ohio State and then ended up transferring and playing volleyball at Clemson down in South Carolina. And then my next sister, Gabby, she's actually right now she's playing beach volleyball down in down Baton Rouge at LSU. But she started at Penn State, went to College of Charleston, yeah. So it's been cool to watch them play. I mean, people always ask me if there's a little bit of added pressure coming up like through middle school and high school, and I think there was, but not as much as you would think. It was more just an excitement for my family. Loved watching them play. Loved watching some college volleyball, some college basketball. Yeah, I think one of the things I'm really proud of my family and what they've been able to accomplish and help me accomplish.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm now going to make you think on your toes a little bit. We're going to shoot you some quick hitters and see what you're going to say. So it'll be about 5 of them.
Okay.
And just answer first thing that comes to mind. Favorite road arena?
Dayton.
Favorite shoe that we've gotten here?
The Curry 2 low Floetro.
I 100% agree. Wearing them right now. Best shoe. Shout out Curry. Best shoe we've gotten. Ankle breaker or poster dunk?
Poster dunk.
What is your favorite restaurant around the Davidson area?
So after Carrburritos, around campus or in Davidson? Davidson. I gotta go with Milk Bread because they just came out with this buffalo chicken wrap that I can't stop eating. It's so good.
Who is the funniest player on the team?
Unintentionally, Roberts.
I 100% agree. And when is the first time that you dunked a basketball?
I think I was like 15. It was my freshman year at Lawrence Academy.
Wow.
Yeah.
How tall were you at 15?
I can't remember. Maybe 6'6". Yeah.
Okay.
6'5". I'm not sure.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I think I dunked it when I was 14, first time, but you know, it doesn't really. It's no consolation. So last question we were going to ask you. The people have been wondering about it. Your hair.
Yeah.
You've worn it long. You've worn it short. How are we going to be rocking it first game of the season this year?
So I've been getting it cut more recently. Last year, I think I got it cut maybe a handful of times, 4 times, 5 times. Not enough at all. But who knows? If I get lazy, the headband might come back out again. But hopefully I can keep it nice and maintained. Exactly. I'm not trying to look like a crazy person out there, but I don't know. Seem to be playing all right with it, but we'll see.
So, Reed, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah,
we appreciate you being our first guest for the Inside Out show.
Yeah.
And with that, we would like to, courtesy of Carrburritos, offer you your next meal on us, courtesy of the Inside Out show.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Whoa, next meal on you guys?
That's right.
I got to go there.
Well, that's a wrap for our first interview with Reed Bailey. That was really insightful. I know I've never caught a fish that big, so I'm kind of jealous on that front.
I
But
caught a catfish one time. It was very ugly and probably about 12 inches. So
yeah, exactly.
not too good.
So yeah, I don't know how he did that, but that was a great interview, and I'm happy that we had him on. So yeah,
It was a lot of fun. And courtesy of Carrburritos, the next meal is on us. If you're ever in Davidson, be sure to stop by Carrburritos and mention Davidson Men's Basketball or us at the Inside Out Show, and you could receive a free chips and salsa with the purchase of an entree. As always, we appreciate you guys for listening. For Hunter Adam, I'm Connor Kochera. Go Wildcats, and we can't wait to see you guys at the next one.